Frontier has just released a gameplay trailer for Elite Dangerous Odyssey, and with that also a date for when the alpha is going to launch. And we're gonna dissect that video. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Elite Dangerous with Astronomy. So I assume a lot of you guys have already seen this video, so I'm not going to be showing the full video in its entirety. We're going to take a few points in the video and we're going to dive into it wherever I find anything that's interesting. So I do recommend you go to the Elite channel if you want to watch the video in its entirety. But without further ado, let's just dive right into the video.
Hello everyone, David Braben here. Now we've been making great progress on Odyssey, and what we have here is not quite a dev diary. We thought we'd mix it up a bit. This is a video of 3 of our excellent community team raiding a settlement. It's still pre-alpha, but you know, huge well done to the team for getting to this point. I've been playing it too, it's really coming together. We'll share more in the coming weeks, but here is the video. Enjoy.
Okay, a few comments. Nice to see Braben. Always nice to see David Braben. And the only thing I noticed there was that he will share more, or they will be sharing more in the coming weeks. So we can probably expect there's going to be more information coming out on Odyssey here in the coming weeks. But let's keep the video playing. Does look good. Looks very good. Looks like... Oh, hold on. Just going to quickly pause here because I want to have a quick look if there's anything I can spot in the UI that seems to be different at all. And it doesn't seem to be the case. We have a planet name down there in the corner. Looking up that planet, we can see that it is a non-landable planet in the current version. This is going to be a planet that's going to be unlocked in Odyssey. We have the gravity, we have the surface temperature, very low atmosphere. So yeah, overall, like quite far away from the center of the bubbles, but...
Alright guys, we're on our way in. Dutch munitions is 20 km ahead.
Okay, hold on. He's in the same planet, but I'm pretty sure he was wounded. Hold on, let's just go back here. Yeah, look at that. Here he's wounded, and in the next clip, he's not wounded. Why is that? What happened in between there? Hold on. So the first clip here was at 11:25:07 in-game time, and the second clip was at 11:38. It's been like almost 15 minutes since these two, and he moved from 80 kilometers into 20, moved 60 kilometers in that time. I have a feeling that this is not from the same shot, or like the same recording trip. I think they've done this multiple times.
Alright guys, we're here at the power buildings at the back on the right hand.
0.31 Gs. 0.31 Gs, so that seems to fit. And everything else here seems to be pretty standard. We don't really have any indications of any additional UI that would indicate that you would go out on foot, but it would probably be at the paddle where you also have your SRV, I would assume.
The plan is we go in and try and stay quiet, not draw too much attention to ourselves. If you do get stopped by a guard, we are clean at the minute, so let them just scan you and move on. But we'll try and avoid that.
Alright.
You ready to go, Cersei?
Sure.
Okay, so they mentioned here, just regarding the mission, that they seems to be allowed to be on the base, but they still don't want to be scanned. So it's not like they're trespassing on a base. Anyway, we get a first really good look at the UI. We have the power meter, we have the oxygen meter here. There's a few different status indicators down here. Of course, we have a minimap, and I like this one, the little fleet or wing UI over here, where you can see one of the pilots or one of the players is in a ship. That's nice to see. Another interesting thing is, I don't think this is the same planet, because look at this. Now we're at a 0.49 Gs, so we was a 0.31 Gs before, so it's suddenly jumped up by quite a bit. Also, the surface temperature is 326, which is 75 degrees Kelvin. That's quite a bit of a difference. Yeah, it's a low atmosphere planet. You could maybe expect to have large temperature swings. So I'm not gonna, but I have a feeling that this is not recorded at the same planet that we just saw them land on, even though it does look very similar. Otherwise, there's something weird going on with the gravity at the very least. Although we have a set of coordinates here. Okay, so it does look like it's the same coordinates as they were landed on, pretty much. So maybe it is the same planet, but why would the gravity be different? I don't know.
I'm gonna make my way to the rendezvous point.
I mean, if they're trying to be sneaky, I guess most people would notice that.
Shout me if you need me.
Alright, see you later, Hermes.
We're back to the other
See you on the other
gravity.
side,
We
son.
have, again, looks like
after
the
you.
same planet as before.
How's it looking around there?
This side looks good, actually. Walkways.
Interesting. You can have a little ship UI here, so you can see where other ships are in the area. That's quite neat. I like that. What else do we have? We can see other players here. We still have that red circle over here, which I'm not really sure about what that exactly indicates. What's within that red circle, and why is that red? Why is it not the same color as the other circles? Not really sure. But again, other than that, UI looks pretty clean. I like how they're really taking a sneaky approach here, but they just told us earlier that they were allowed to actually go in,
The other side.
like
just outside the
like normally.
airlock.
This just wouldn't be scanned.
Oh yeah, I see them.
Okay, we have some medical supplies here in case we need them.
Okay. Can
Oh, and in case you're wondering, that's a Goliath. I think they also mentioned it later on in the video. You might have heard of the Skimmers, which is a smaller one. The Goliath is just the big brother version of the Skimmers. We already have these in the game already. So this is not something new, but just in case you're wondering. It's not a new ship or anything like that. This is a flying drone, basically.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a clean path all the way to the power building.
Again, I like how they're really just sneaking around, even though that clearly, I mean, if they're trying to sneak in, they just landed the ship at the base's landing pad and flew it straight overhead with boosters on the base. Not the most sneaky approach, but okay, I'll take the premise.
sprinting over.
Copy that.
Right, could you cover me while I just cut the maintenance panel, please?
Alright.
Oh, that's cool.
Cutting now.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, looks like we're clear. Let's get in and out pretty quick.
Alright. Panel is cut. Panel's down. Switching to the energy link. That's 2 workers down. Okay.
Okay, just pausing again. We have this other UI now up here in the corner again. Very similar to what we have. The UI seems to be changed compared to what we have today, but like what happens here is pretty much, you can see he gets a bounty for shooting the worker. And also note here that he's now beginning to drain his power. Now, we don't know how much time they've actually spent on the surface, even though this might seem like they only left the ship like 2 minutes ago and just ran across the base. As we've seen with the clock, there can be some significant times in between them, so I wouldn't look at the power consumption there as being like you only have like 4 minutes on the surface, then you're out of power. We definitely saw before that they were draining power just by running around, so there will be some natural drain on the suit, and I would assume as we begin to get some fire going that maybe the pad is going to drain faster, or I don't know. But let's go and let's continue.
Right, they're done.
Okay, nicely done. We haven't alerted anyone outside yet.
Excellent. Okay. Right.
That was another little detail there, which we actually saw. Here we can see, this was before he entered. We can see the gun has 25 shots loaded, 0 grenades, 300 shots ready, I assume, as in like backup. But we just saw the reload. And now here we see that he's down to 13 shots. So I think what's going on here is they specifically wanted to show off the reload animation. So he probably just off camera fired off a few shots so that he could get a reload off. Not to be nitpicky, I definitely understand that you can't go and do every single little detail like that. But
Keep an eye out for
it's
me.
just a funny thing I
Alright.
noticed that it was a weird point to reload since they haven't been in
Okay,
combat
I'm in.
yet.
So I'm getting ready.
Okay, we're gonna have to be quick to make a move because they're...
Again, looking at UIs, there's a lot of combat going on now, and they're slowly being pushed into the airlock here. Notice his power is back up to 100%. Either he found a place to recharge inside here. I mean, they are in the power building, so that would make sense if there were like a place you could recharge your suit. Maybe that's the case, or maybe this is because it's from multiple shots.
They're really piling up outside now. I'm gonna make my way back in.
Reactor shut down in 10 seconds.
We also begin to see the shield here seems to be taking damage. It seems to be down to 78%.
Okay, they've got me backed into the power room now.
Okay, core is venting.
Oh, that's quite interesting. Did you see the shield recharge there? If we just go back a second. Here you can see his shields. First of all, one of them is clearly running a combat suit. And the other one is running more of a, like, I don't know, hacking or like utility suit, because That's the tool that has all the like cutting tool, that has all the hacking stuff. And we also see here the shields are offline, so he's running shieldless, which we could also see in the UI before. But look at the recharge here.
Into the power room
As soon as he's out of combat,
Okay, core is
the
venting.
shield begins to recharge, and it does that relatively quickly.
Reactor shutdown complete.
Regulator should be extending now.
And we can also see he was at 80% power on the last clip. Now he's down to 74%. So he's definitely used some power, and his shield again is taking more damage as he's coming down. I think maybe that icon there, the icon here in the corner, might be the shield recharge indicator. I don't know, but that would be my guess.
Okay, let's make a break for it.
This part I think is really, really weird. I mean, they're running out in front of what looks like 10, 11, 12 people, something like
Just
that,
keep running.
drawing a lot of fire.
Okay, we're about to exit on the west.
We're gonna have to stay in this gap until the ship's in.
Oh, just gonna look again. Here we can actually get I was wondering what the green in the middle was. So the green is the health, and the rings around it are the shield. Just, well, very similar to what we have on the ships. We can see here the 100% clearly indicates that's the shield strength. And where we have the what was green before is now yellow because he's taking a bit of damage, so he's probably dropped the shield at some point. So it seems like shields are gonna be something that's only gonna take the blunt of damage. I don't think you're gonna be making like a, well, I don't know, but I'm assuming it seems like at least you're not gonna be making like full-on shield build that just shield tanks everything. Shield is just to take a few hits, and then all the med packs we saw them collect during the video is probably what you use to heal up along the way to keep you in the fight.
Pilot, they're really closing in on us.
Yep.
You should see me coming to ridgeline now.
Yeah, they are coming hard and fast here.
Okay, so I said before that one of them was running shieldless. He now has his shields up, so it seems that maybe it is a thing maybe that is actually the shield indicator that the shield is online. Maybe it is like a thing you toggle. You put it on when you need it, and you take it off when you don't need it to kind of to conserve power. That would also make sense why he was not running with the shield when he was inside hacking, because he wasn't really drawing that much fire, whereas the guy outside in the combat armor had his shields up because he was running combat armor. So it seems like shield's going to be much more of a thing you toggle when needed and disable when you don't need it in order to conserve power in your suit.
Got this in covering fire.
I just have to say, I love the movements of the NPCs, how they like duck out of cover. It's actually seemed quite natural that like the first thing you do if people are shooting at you would probably be to get your head down. So I really like that movement of the NPCs. You can argue whether how clever they are in terms of just standing out there when he has perfectly good cover right next to him. I mean, if that guy moved 2 meters over there, he would be able to cover most of his lower body behind those containers, just have his head peek out of that little corner there and get a pretty good shooting position in there and even stabilize himself a bit with the containers. So can argue about the intelligence of the NPCs, but at least the movements looks good. Oh, also that, did you see that? The fall animation there where the guy died. We just see it at a few frames there. Look how slow that animation, how slow he falls because of the low gravity.
Fire.
That's nice.
Grenade.
Oh, that's a lot of fire.
We're getting shot at.
Yeah, that's a Goliath now.
Alright, turn and run. Let's go.
Oh, look at that. We have a little indicator here. Probably where they're going to be entering the ship.
Okay, I'm under the ship. I'm almost on. Regulator in tow.
Let me know when you're in.
I'm getting in now. Right, I'm on board, and so is the regulator.
Okay, we're on. Let's go.
Straight up and out. Come on, come on, come on.
I like, we just see them both say, okay, we are, go, go, go. But we can clearly still see the icons on the surface. I don't know why they were left behind, if that's a visual bug or what that was, but it seems they were not on board yet because I can still see that they're on the surface. And then, of course, finally, we get the reveal of the alpha test date, which is going to be the 29th of March, where the alpha will, of course, be playable for everybody who got who bought access to it. Okay, so what do I think about the video? First of all, a few continuity errors here and there. I can appreciate how difficult it can be to do all of it in one take. But it seems to me that at least they've done multiple takes. At least they stopped up along the way to coordinate and discuss maybe where they're going to do next in terms of the recordings. But that aside, because that is just the way the video's recorded, looking at the actual gameplay, it seems pretty good. It seemed a little weird in the beginning when they were running in and they were trying to be all sneaky and hiding and trying to not be discovered. They did mention they were clean, so it would be okay to be scanned by guards. But again, you want to role-play it a little bit for videos like that. And I mean, they also added a little like radio filters to the voice comms to make it sound a little bit more authentic. Apart from that, it seemed a little weird. I like what we see. I like the game mechanics. It seems fun. In terms of all the stuff with the shields and the mechanic with the different suits, it was nice to see, and I think it could be some fun gameplay. There's definitely some interesting things to consider in terms of like tactics. It seems when you're going to use your shields, when you're not going to be using your shields. We also saw a significant different caliber of weapons between the two players. So there seems maybe to also be something that the suits are going to be determining whether you're going to be carrying a large rifle type weapon or a small hand pistol. But I actually like this style of video more than the dev dives they've been doing so far. We got a lot more nitty-gritty details about shield recharge, how fast are they going to recharge, and the mechanics around the suits and all that stuff. A lot more information we can dissect from a video like this than what would normally be shared in the more dev diary interview type videos they've done before. So I hope we're going to see more videos like this with more different gameplay loops in Odyssey, maybe a tour around some of the social areas as well would be nice as well. And I'm definitely looking forward to the alpha at the end of the month, and you can be absolutely sure that I will be covering this in detail. But do let me know, what do you think about this? Is there anything you feel I missed, or do you disagree with any of the points I made? If I did, put them in the comment section down below. And if you liked the video, remember to like it, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, I will see you guys in space.